Hey YouTube, I figured it was about time I weighed in on the mermaid situation with a little scientific evaluation of what's really going on with mermaids. First off, a lot of the scientific community is out there saying, it's impossible. Ever since Animal Planet released its documentary about mermaids, the scientific community's been denying them like crazy. But to everybody that wants to deny the whole mermaid, any possibility of it, to them I say, look at the evidence. We got plenty of evidence of mermaids on the web. Granted, a lot of these videos can be fake, but some of them definitely have merit. I was watching this one today, and what you'll find on it is a very clear mermaid sighting. I'll tell you, I'm a skeptic when it comes to everything, but look right there. What is that? You know? I just wonder when these scientists are finally going to turn around and say, and feel okay with admitting that they're wrong. There's, countless amounts of data to suggest that mermaids are real. I don't know, not everybody has seen the Animal Planet special about them. But, I mean, you can't just dismiss an idea like this, we're all clamoring, trying to find some definitive data on it, and, it's out there. I'll side with them on Bigfoot. I don't believe that Bigfoot's real. It's just, it doesn't make sense. A cryptid humanoid being underwater just isn't that crazy. This is to quote DEEPSEANEWS, I'm not going to show the article. They give 5 little reasons on why mermaids couldn't exist. And the thing that they forget is that, if these creatures did exist and they had humanoid brains, they would probably be able to stand on their own and actually be able to avoid the public eye. And I think it's bad science for them to, point to something like hypothermia. That's one of them. The fishtail couldn't exist. I think that, the image of a mermaid with a fishtail, yeah, that's ridiculous, but really when you back away from the issue and you think to yourself, well, what about if it was a little bit different? It didn't have to have, I mean, I'm just saying, it's like these Darwinists, they expect us to say, all right, there's the fish and there's the man, but no, evolutionarily it couldn't, they couldn't, change to a certain degree. I think that's, I'm going to say it one more time, that's bad science. They also say the mermaids would go extinct because they couldn't reproduce. Well, that's probably the dumbest argument I've ever heard. I'm going to quote them. This is DEEPSEANEWS. Oh, and don't even get me started on sex ratio. As far as I can tell, there are way more mermaids than mermen. I mean, I don't play magic cards anymore, but there's a thing called merfolk. I mean, like, they aren't even approaching this scientifically. Yeah, think about it. Of course they'd be different. They would be constipated. As if 1,000 years, a million years of evolution, they didn't figure out how to take a shit? You gotta be shitting me, scientists. You think about it. And then we have no physical evidence. Well, isn't that what they said? Before 9/11 happened, there was no physical evidence of that, and then it happened. And then suddenly, yeah, I mean, there isn't a guarantee for physical evidence. There rarely is until after the fact. So that's like, I'm just saying, these scientists really, they're ham-fisted. They're denying what's possible. And I look out the door, gonna get a little cameo of the American flag, and I have to accept the fact that there's things out there that we may never understand. And I think that the science community is once again, you know, they're playing favorites. It could be global warming, or it could be global warming today. They're saying, oh, it's real, it's real, it's real. But when it comes to something amazing and beautiful, like a mermaid, that's too much, you know? It's like they play favorites. And I'm a skeptic. I'm not saying that I think mermaids are real. I'm just saying, why isn't the scientific community doing it? This isn't a video. Scientifically, what I'm trying to say is, I think there's more to it than that, and you can't discredit everything. You know, these deep sea guys. I think it might be one of the worst scientific things in the world. I mean, they're denying Fukushima's a bad thing. You know, I'll never eat fish again, but you know, they deny Fukushima. They go for global warming, and yet they want to discredit the beauty of science, the possibility of merfolk on this earth, you know? Anyways, YouTube, I guess I'm gonna get going. Look to the stars sometimes, you know? That's the true meaning of science. Look to the stars.